Good day. I'm with Lisa Strydom, Channel Manager for Veaam. Welcome, Lisa.
Thanks Dean. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, you're welcome. Lisa, you've been with Veaam for quite some time. What can you tell us about the journey so far?
So yes, it's 5 years in November, and it's been a great journey. Leaving a larger software vendor to join Veaam, who was pretty small in the bigger scheme of things at the time. And yeah, it was really to be able to grow myself from a business perspective, and a great opportunity. So at the time, Veaam was very much a vendor that only dealt in the virtual space and virtual backup world. And that's where we've always seen ourselves to be very slick and speedy, and that's where we still do a lot of our business, is in that virtual space. But the journey's been good. So I think when I first joined, we started off with backing up to tape, and that was the first step into many things that we now have added onto what we do. So I think one of the next big things for Veaam was being able to do physical backup. So we were talking about it earlier, and people having issues with their laptops and losing data is just as important. And as much as we always felt that everyone was going to move into the virtual world, we have found that there are customers that still want that one SQL workload on a physical box. So with time, the company evolved and decided to look at a strategy around physical. So we do now have the agents for workstations and for servers on Windows and Linux environments. We're doing very well in the cloud world as well. So we've been driving our ecosystem to look at not just on-prem solutions, but also talking about hybrid solutions and hybrid initiatives with their customers. And our cloud VCSP program has driven extensive, if I can put it, we've grown extensively in that space. And it's all to do with being able to have your on-prem backups, but also backing up into a public cloud provider or a partner's service provider environment as well. Those are really the areas that we're playing in now. And then around the software as a service space as well. So backing up Office 365 environments is one of the latest things that we're doing. And that one button DR type of solution around our orchestration tools is something new that we've brought to market as well. So there's a huge portfolio around what we're doing now, and it's grown significantly, I'd say, in the last 2 years. So a full end-to-end availability solution for our customers.
Excellent. Well, you've certainly transformed over time, and you've certainly traveled this journey from where you started to where you are now, and that's great to hear. In terms of Veaam, from a threat point of view, who would you say you're sort of out there is your biggest threat, and how would you say Veaam counters that threat, or is a better option?
Yeah, so we hate to give them airtime, but yeah, there are many traditional backup vendors today that are still in that top right-hand Gartner quadrant with us. We've been moving up in that right-hand quadrant for the last few years, so we're playing with the big guys in that space. But our threat isn't really those traditional backup vendors, because I think we need to be aware of what the new kids on the block are doing and bringing out to market. So we are very mindful of both. But we like to differentiate ourselves with things that we're doing from a feature perspective, and differentiating ourselves all the time. So our development team based in St. Petersburg are always working on more initiatives and feature-rich offerings within our current and existing portfolio, and adding to what we do. So as customers are talking about where their data needs to be and having access to all different types of applications, we want to be able to cater for that.
Sure, excellent. You've spoken a lot around what you guys have been doing for the past while and along this journey. What can we expect to see over the next 12 to 24 months coming from Veaam?
That's one thing we are always busy with, is new features that we're adding to the portfolio, as I mentioned. And I think Veeam are very good at keeping our ears to the ground and listening to what the customers and our partners and our community are asking for. So I think the development teams and our R&D are constantly working on things, and actually they can't keep up with the demand. We've got our update 4, which is coming out before the end of the year, we've been told. And with that, we're bringing out a huge amount of different features, upgrading features that we already have, making them even more efficient, but also adding to what the customers' needs have been. And also we've been listening to what customers want in that AIX space and Sun Solaris. So we will be able to support those environments as well moving forward. And again, in the cloud, we are looking at more of the public cloud providers that we can play with. You may have heard of the N2WS acquisition over a year ago, and we're working on development with that team for our AWS strategy. So, there's a lot happening, a lot to look forward to. We've got our sales kickoff in Orlando at the end of January, where we will actually be opening all of these things up to our partners and our channel. So there's a lot to look forward to at the end of January.
Excellent. Well, hopefully you can come back and tell us all about it.
Yes, definitely. Looking forward to it.
Well, thank you very much for joining us today. We really appreciate you being here.
Great. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
It's been good.
Excellent.
Thank you.